My name is Tino Gojore, son of Mr. Joe Gojore. We recently went into a predicament of an amputation. And well, something we've been managing to deal with this so far, but I know tensions and emotions sometimes they can get mixed up in terms of how people may relate to each other, stresses and all sometimes. But generally, I think he's doing quite well. His weight looks okay. Generally, even just basic understanding in the house. But yeah, here and there, you can just feel like people are a bit broken inside by the situation. Maybe say traumatized in a way. But myself. When the whole thing happened, I didn't know how to react or how to express myself. I just felt numb, like in a way. I didn't know how to. I couldn't adjust. It just got me, but I didn't know how to react. I didn't have any. I just got. It just kind of like just froze me like that. But I got to accept it and deal with it, and so we are still dealing with it. But still, yeah, still a bit of some brushes here and there. But I think we can get better. It's something that can get better over time. Like it's just a natural thing that can happen when it happens to anyone. It's something that just came as a surprise. No one was really expecting anything like this to happen. So it came as a surprise, but now I think it's been over a year so far. So I believe if we've gone over a year, I think we can go over a couple of more years under the same experience. I think something that we've learned to accept. I think naturally as a family, as people, as we live with others who come around, and it's something that we've just. I myself have managed to make it a normal situation. Yeah, that's mostly what I can say.
There is a question that continually pops up here and there sometimes when I talk to family and friends and some interested parties, just as to how, when I got to that first call at the first hospital that I went to, how or why I left the hospital almost prematurely. I could say prematurely because I left much against the doctor in charge at that hospital. They wanted to get me amputated between the knee and the ankle initially. That suggestion was just a bit of a fright, even though eventually I got amputated even way above. But the reason why I left was my initial visit was to get attended to my blister and the swollen foot. I got there when my foot was in a shoe. I only removed it so that the doctor would have a clear view of the blister and the swell or the swelling. So my own take is that, as I've stated before, that the manner in which my situation was treated was, to my own layman's point of view, not professional, I would say, because what I really believed would have happened was to do initial tests first to see what my blood pressure was, or what my sugar level was, or if there was need for any other tests. Those tests would have been done before the doctor who was called in started to do some procedure which was very close to an operation on my foot. That shocked me. And initially, the doctor told me that it would take some 30 to 40 minutes of my time, and you would have finished with my problem.
It's not really the same. There's a difference in terms of, especially work-wise. We used to go to sites or maintenance jobs, property maintenance, construction. Before we got amputated, I think that was just before, during the lockdown actually. We had quite a lot of jobs. We were going around Gibbs, Serowe, we'd get permits to go joining and do jobs and works. And the unfortunate thing is that just when the lockdown was coming to an end, while we were waiting, because we had a bit of a window period from our jobs, we were working most time on the during the lockdown, but just before it finished, it got a bit slow, and then suddenly that's when he started having issue with his leg, and then just as lockdown had just been done. I think I'm not sure if it's within a week or some weeks, just lockdown being taken off, and expecting to do more jobs, and expecting there was a job waiting actually for him. I first to remember from the Woolworths guys. Supposed to be doing a job, I think, in Serowe for roofing. It was about 150,000. It was something that had been proposed before we had gone into hospital, before the predicament. So it's something that we knew that it's supposed to come out anytime, because we were working with these guys. They're giving us jobs all over. Block 6, maintenance, joining, so we were always busy. So when the predicament happened, the job was already supposed to be, it was already in line. Then the day that he went into hospital, the day he got discharged, we went to see the guys at Woolworths. I went with him on the wheelchair. I went to the office of the owner of the company, the guy who used to give us the jobs, Mr. Handa. And then we spoke about the job. That job, is still there? How far the job? Trying to see if we can still carry on. Is there some hope, at least maybe since he came out? And unfortunately, they mentioned that no, we had you in hospital. That job wanted to give you, but we felt we cannot call you well in hospital. You're still on recovery, so we had to give that job to the Chinese. So it was a really serious hit, and that's when the beginning of all the contracts jobs were not really coming in, like just up to now. It's not as it was before in terms of the works we had and how busy we were before we got amputated. So on that aspect, it's a bit disturbing in terms of the business aspect of things, because he was the one who was spearheading all those all the tenders that were coming through. He was talking to companies, he was doing quotations, this and that, and they were used to him, dealing with him. So he kind of put everything to a standstill. It was up to now, but we've been surviving with other things, but mainly the main business itself hasn't really been so smooth based on that. So up to so far, yeah, and also I could say that, but generally I think health-wise now, and everyone generally domestically, it's just a normal setup. Yeah, it's a normal household setup. Sometimes we are down, sometimes we are happy, but yeah, I think it's not bad. Besides the business, that's what I can say. All right, that's it. Oh, okay. No, that's fine.